Kicking off our countdown at number 10 is Drake and Jennifer Lopez. When rumors started circulating back in 2016 that the two of them were hooking up, people were losing their minds. And by people, I mean me, because I really did think that they would make a hot couple. At first, it just seemed that they were friends with benefits, like that type of situation, but then they allegedly started dating. They posted cuddly selfies together, and JLo even revealed she was making music with him. Once it turned more serious, people started to get skeptical about it, and people were calling it fake. They didn't last very long, and they split right before JLo met her new man, Alex Rodriguez. A source close to Drake told tabloids that they are cool with each other and that Drake still thinks she is a goddess, but during one of JLo's concerts, she referred to Drake as a booty call. So maybe they just weren't on the same page, or maybe it was all for a fun publicity stunt. Who knows? Either way, I was shipping it hard at the time. Up next, number 9 is Nicole Richie and Steve-O. Let's do a little time travel back to 2006 when Nicole was starring on the reality show The Simple Life with her bestie Paris Hilton. Steve-O was spending his time doing a bunch of crazy weird stunts on Jackass. They both seemed a little bit wild during that time, so it didn't seem like a weird pairing when reports said that they were in a relationship. But then Steve-O ruined the whole thing and spilled the beans, admitting that it was all for publicity. He said, "The truth is she wanted some publicity for something other than being skinny. It was a publicity stunt. She would come pick me up. I don't drive. I think she called the paparazzi too." Now, I'm sure they had an agreement at the time to keep like the whole fake part a secret, but Steve-O went and done and ruined that. Cruising to number 8 is Selena Gomez and Zed. Maybe you forgot they even dated, and that might be because it only lasted a few short months, which people said was all a publicity stunt anyways. Back in 2015, the two of them were dating, but rumors started going around that it was not real. They both fueled the fire by talking about the relationship in public and also hinting things on social media. They shared that they worked on a song together called What I Want You to Know, which was a huge hit. But just a few months into their relationship, it ended, and people said it was all too convenient with the timing of their new single, and they thought that they did it to promote the song and also their label. Moving on to number 7 is Shailene Woodley and Theo James. Fans were thrilled to hear that they had started a relationship after seeing them together in the Divergent series. Because they were co-stars, this caught the media's attention immediately, and their teen fans went insane over it. But the tricky thing is, they never confirmed their relationship. They kind of just acted like they were in one. Whether it was flirting on the red carpet or making comments during interviews, you could tell that the idea was being played up for the media if it was in fact not real. Some might argue and say that they were in a real relationship and just trying to keep it low-key, but majority of fans said it was a fun co-star publicity stunt to bring more attention to the series. Moving on to number 6, we have Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield. They seemed like an adorable couple, so if they were actually faking it, I feel completely betrayed because I fell for this one. Their relationship seemed very genuine based off their adorable paparazzi photos at the time, but people said the timing of the relationship was a little fishy. They started dating when they were starring in the Spider-Man movies together, which definitely helped the movie franchise because people love when co-stars date in real life. But then they split for a while and took a so-called break and got back together right when they both had serious films up for Oscar nominations. So people started saying that everything seemed very convenient with the media timing, but the truth is it could have just been a coincidence and their love was very real. What do you guys think? In the number 10 spot is Katy Perry and Riff Raff. People called their relationship the most awkward and cruel joke prom date ever. It was just a few months after Katy broke up with John Mayer that dating rumors about her and Riff Raff started to emerge. They shocked everyone when they showed up on the red carpet together wearing matching outfits and claiming to be a couple. Matching jean outfits, by the way. I don't think many people got too invested in their relationship because people didn't believe that it was real, or they just didn't want to believe that it was real. Either way, just a few weeks after these epic red carpet pictures, Riff was spotted in a brothel and claiming to be a single man. So maybe it's just like a way for Katie to get some like innocent jealousy revenge on John, you know what I mean? But you know, I feel like she was just trying to make her ex-man jealous. Up next, number 9, we have Michelle Rodriguez and Zac Efron. Back in 2014, people were both shocked and confused when vacation pictures surfaced of them holding hands, kissing, and getting all cozy and stuff. People were quick out to point out the red flags, saying that the whole thing just seemed really fake. She was a decade older than Zac, he was 26 and she was 36, and she was dating model Cara Delevingne just a few months prior to these photos. After the vacation photos, the next headlines were 1 month later when they split up. They were only together for over a month. Apparently they broke up after an argument in Ibiza when Michelle said that Zac was looking for something serious and she wasn't. Swiping the number 8 spot is Jennifer Aniston and Vince Vaughn. People might think that their relationship was fake because they never wanted Jen and Brad Pitt to break up, let's be honest. So no matter who she dated, people might just say like that it was fake because they were just talking smack. Jennifer and Vince were working together on the 2006 comedy movie The Breakup when they allegedly started dating. Paparazzi photos were leaked online showing them being cuddly, but sources say that they were hardly ever together. It almost seemed a little bit just too sketchy that they broke up after the movie came out. Once it was on DVD and the promotion stopped, you know, like they just broke up, so it seemed like weird timing. Did they date for the movie to promote it? Did they break up because the breakup was over? You know what I mean? Just the timing of that was a little sketchy. Sliding into number 7 is Kaylee Cuoco and Henry Cavill. I know I'm not the only one who thought this couple was like super random. Around the time that his movie Man of Steel came out in 2013, he had started to date Kaylee, who was well into her career from The Big Bang Theory. But people started questioning if it was all for publicity. During an interview, Kaylee mentioned that they were getting photographed a lot. She said, "I had no one following me until I met Superman. There had been not one paparazzi photo of me until like 7 months ago." Their highly publicized relationship only lasted weeks, and people pointed out that they both had the same publications firm. Kaylee ended up marrying Ryan Sweeting just 3 months after her and Henry split. And at number 6 is Nicki Minaj and DJ Khaled. You might be sitting there saying you didn't even know they dated, let alone got engaged, but that is because the whole proposal was fake. In the end, it turned out to be a publicity stunt that even Nicki was a little surprised about. In 2013, DJ Khaled proposed to Nicki on MTV, and it seemed genuine to everyone watching. Nicki even wore the ring for a while, and she acted totally shocked by the proposal too. But later she came clean and said that she was shocked by the proposal, but at the same time, she never thought that it was real. She knew what Khaled was doing, and it was all a PR stunt to help promote their upcoming song that they were collaborating on called I Wanna Be With You. How fitting, you get what I say? I wanna be with you. So he proposes and they have this thing. Halfway through this countdown is Kim Kardashian and Kris Humphries. You know something didn't come across as genuine when you have to do an interview on whether your marriage was fake or not. The relationship has been an ongoing debate for years, with fans saying the whole thing was just one big publicity stunt. Kanye West is not Kim's first husband. She was actually married to Kris at one point, and the whole thing was captured on the reality show Keeping Up with the Kardashians. The 6th season of their show made more gross than other seasons because of their relationship drama, and people couldn't help but think it was all planned. They were only married for 72 days, and they both received a ton of money for their televised wedding, so it would make sense. But Kris has always denied that the relationship was fake.
Starting us off at number 10, Monique and Sydney Hicks. Comedian and actress Monique and her husband Sydney Hicks have been married for about 14 years and have been in an open relationship for the majority of that time. In an interview with Andy Cohen in 2016, Monique opened up about her relationship with her husband, where she revealed their situation. She told Andy that she was the one who brought up the idea of an open relationship, saying that she was still in the mindset of being an entertainer and performer, and so she wanted it all. She wanted to still have the freedom to explore other avenues. Her husband seemed to be understanding of Monique's request for an open relationship. Sometimes when one person in a monogamous relationship asks to be open, the other party might have reservations or take it as their partner wanting to cheat or see other people. But Sydney was very understanding in the situation, telling his wife that this new arrangement wouldn't make them love each other any less. Isn't that cute? They know that their relationship is so strong that they know that having an open relationship wouldn't test their bond. Monique revealed that they have a lot of honesty in the relationship and that it works because no one is keeping secrets. And at 9, Bella Thorne. In a 2019 interview, Bella Thorne spoke out about her open relationship with then-boyfriend Mod Sun. The former Disney star was in a relationship with Mod Sun as well as YouTuber Tana Mojo back in 2017. In 2016, Bella came out as bisexual and spoke out about how she was open to dating people of different genders. Though their relationship was polyamorous, she preferred not to put a label on it and just preferred to love who she wanted without being confined to any sort of box. Tan has also expressed her opinion on this in the past, saying that she liked the openness of their relationship. Tana has also been in an open relationship with ex Jake Paul, so these guys are really more focused on their love and happiness rather than monogamy and commitment. This is still seen as a very modern idea, like I said in the beginning, but as long as they're happy and there's no animosity, I don't see why you wouldn't just support a relationship no matter who it is or how many people are in it, you know? Coming in at number 8, Anthony Bourdain and Asia Argento. World famous chef and travel documentarian Anthony Bourdain and girlfriend Asia Argento had been in an open relationship for the entirety of their time together before Anthony's passing. Though they had been living openly for a while, people still began pointing fingers at Asia shortly after Anthony's death because she was seen holding hands with another man, indicating that she was romantically involved with him. Asia had to clarify that this relationship was not the result of an affair like most people thought. People had blamed Asia for Anthony's suicide, so her apparent relationship with another man really wasn't helping to take the blame off of her. When speaking out about their open relationship, Asia said that Anthony cheated on her too, but she was okay with it. She said that he traveled most of the year, but they still enjoyed each other's company. She also said that because of their 20-year age gap, they still had very separate lives, so I guess monogamy wasn't really one of their biggest concerns at the time. I'm guessing that if Asia was in a relationship with someone else at the time of Anthony's passing, it's good that she had someone with her to get through that challenging time. At number 7, Shailene Woodley. In a recent interview, actress Shailene Woodley revealed that she had been in open relationships in the past. Shailene said that she has experienced both open relationships as well as deeply monogamous relationships, and says that she believes that the only rules that should be made and enforced in a relationship are the ones that affect those who are in said relationship. I pretty much agree with that personally. I mean, I've never been in an open relationship, but I also respect those who are. Love and relationships really shouldn't have rules or guidelines unless those in a relationship set those boundaries for themselves. No one besides those in that relationship should ever have a say on who you should love or how many people can experience that love either. Shailene has also revealed that in these open relationships, it takes a lot of responsibility to maintain it, as it does for any kind of relationship. I really like how she's spoken out about the different kinds of relationships she's experienced. It seems to erase the stigma around non-monogamous relationships, and I think that's really important in this day and age. In at 6, Nico Tortorella and Bethany Mayers. Younger star Nico Tortorella and partner Bethany Mayers have been very open about their 11-year relationship. They call their coupling a queer polyamorous relationship and refer to it as unconventional. They both identify as sexually fluid and are open to relationships with anyone really. Mayers has said that though they are attracted to other genders, they couldn't imagine being with any other man besides Nico, though they also find themselves more comfortable with women rather than men. The pair have said that though they are as close as any husband and wife couple, they live with an open relationship, though they aren't immune to feeling jealousy in their relationship. When it comes to this dynamic, they are very honest and open about their feelings, saying that if one person is feeling jealous, they give that person the time and space they need to work through it. They have also revealed that they have accountability rules in place that encourages honesty and transparency between the two of them. So far, their openness has shown to be very successful, and they seem to be very happy with their arrangement.
We're halfway through the list, number 5, and we have Blac Chyna and Rob Kardashian. If this one was fake, I don't see the point of it because no good media press came from this. For many years, Rob has always lived in the shadows of his sister, seeing as he is the only boy out of all the siblings. He stayed out of the drama, skipped big red carpet events, and just overall did his own thing. But then he met Blac Chyna, and their relationship immediately became public with one of the most frequent tabloid topics every week. All very bad things, by the way. The whole relationship was very volatile, and then a baby was added to the mix, which caused even more drama and issues. Now, their baby is what makes me think that there's no way they would fake it and carry it out that far, like by bringing a child into the world. It just seems strange because they were always at each other's throats, but then they did their own reality show, so so it came across like they were just staying together at that point for the TV show. People flooded social media with comments saying that they were faking their relationship for the TV show as a way to try and extend their fame as much as they could. Taking over the number 4 spot is Kendall Jenner and Harry Styles. Despite the fact that she is now one of the biggest models in the world, there was a time when she was just starting out as a serious model. During that time, rumors circulated that she was dating the One Direction singer Harry Styles. People began pondering upon the fact that the relationship conveniently happened just as she started to move from her reality TV show to the runway. They were both huge young stars at the time, making something out of their careers, so it was a quick and easy way for them to make headlines, if it was fake. Some people even went as far as saying Kris Jenner, Kendall's mom, who's also her manager, forced the relationship as a PR stunt. But Kris went on the record saying that she was actually really upset that they didn't work out, but that could be because it wasn't giving her a paycheck no more. Rolling into our 3rd spot is Ryan Seacrest and Julianne Hough. This one was really weird, I gotta admit. Back in 2010, Ryan was receiving a lot of questions about his sexuality, and even Julianne admitted that at first she thought he might be gay. So when reports started saying that they were dating, people were really confused by it. She was 22 years old at the time and told TMZ, "He totally wasn't my type, I thought he was gay. After a few years he was persistent, so I went out with him on a date and I realized how much I liked him." Some people said that they were an adorable couple, while others dragged the relationship, claiming that it was fake and was all a publicity stunt to make her more of a household name and to also prove Ryan really was a ladies' man. Honestly, that is some serious claims and like huge assumptions, so it's gonna depend what you believe on this situation. I feel like you should not assume someone's sexuality though. In the number 2 spot is Taylor Swift and Tom Hiddleston. Taylor was actually on my part 1 list with a different guy, so it just goes to show that people often doubt her love life and whether or not her relationships are real. Why she gets ridiculed so much for her love life, I don't know, but people thought her and Tom were faking it. But some would say this is a tough call, because when Tom did an interview with GQ after the two of them split up, he really did seem heartbroken and genuine about the whole thing. But there was no doubt their new public relationship brought more attention to his projects. People also called him out for the time that he wore the I Love TS t-shirt, where he tried to give an explanation but no one was really buying it. It seemed like he was doing that for media attention. I mean, why else would you wear that shirt? It's weird. Finally, we've made it to number 1 and we have Zac Efron and Vanessa Hudgens. You guys on the internet will not ruin this one for me because I am choosing to ignore you people. In my head and heart, these two are still gonna get married someday. So I can understand though why people would consider it convenient for their High School Musical series, but their love did look real from the outside, to some people anyways. The two of them met on the set of their first movie from the franchise and started dating after their characters fell in love with each other in the movie. Obviously, this was a fairy tale ending for fans to see them dating as their characters and in real life. It didn't help their case though that they split just after the series stopped airing. That is when people began making comments that their PR teams probably suggested and kind of had a hand in their whole relationship thing from the start. We're moving on to number 4 and we have Tana Mongeau and Jake Paul. Unlike our last number, these two have openly admitted to the relationship being fake. When they first started dating, fans were super excited, but then they got engaged just after a month or 2 of them dating, so people started to question what their intentions were. Their engagement happened on a stage in Vegas and seemed a little bit too staged, but it was nothing compared to their wedding in Vegas, which they made a fortune off of. They planned this entire wedding, filmed the whole process, and charged fans $50 to watch it online. Turns out in the end they were never even dating, apparently they didn't sleep together, and they were all just friends, and they just did it for glow. It really did seem real at moments though, but they were never legally married, so if you're wondering if they got a divorce, they didn't have to. And they quickly started dating other people after that. Alright guys, we're at number 3 and we have Renee Zellweger and Bradley Cooper. The two of them met in 2006 while filming their movie Case 39, but rumors about the relationship didn't happen until 3 years later, just before the film was going to premiere. Coincidence? Some people will say so. People were questioning their intentions because they tried to keep the relationship out of the public eye as much as possible. But they started dating in 2009 and dated for 2 years. So like, I personally feel like you can't fake it for that long. Like, that's way too much time to fake a relationship. But this year in 2020, the two of them reunited at the Oscar Awards and they looked like they were getting a little friendly. Rumors started spreading the day after, claiming that the two of them had a sleepover after the event, but it was never confirmed. Their movie Case 39 had completely bombed at the box office, so even if it was a PR stunt, it did not work or make a difference on the film's success. So I personally don't think this one was fake. Taking over the number 2 spot is Big Ed and Rose. One of the hardest things to decipher about the show 90 Day Fiancé is if the relationship is real or if they are just trying to use their partner for citizenship, money, or even fame. It's always a really awkward debate, and on the latest season, people started calling out Ed and Rose for not being truthful. The two of them went viral after some of their funny clips turned into memes and gifs that people use on a daily basis. Some people accused Rose as being fake since her sister messaged and asked Ed for money since their family struggles financially, and others accuse Ed for being fake because he just wanted a young, beautiful girl to marry on TV. They aren't together and didn't make it through the show, but they are both huge on social media. Like, people love following them, even like as individuals. Earning the number 1 spot on our list is Harry Styles and Taylor Swift. It could be considered the most debated relationship out there because of the media attention that it got, and maybe that was the point. Every time Taylor starts dating someone, she gets a ton of media attention, and her breakups receive even more, which is part of the reason why people claim that she faked a relationship with Harry Styles, all for a publicity stunt. People thought they fabricated their breakup more than anything because Taylor allegedly just kept doing things to get media attention. Like during her performance of We Are Never Getting Back Together at the Grammy Awards, she apparently faked a British accent during the break in the song to kind of mock him, and she also thanked him when she won the award for her song. Since the song was about their breakup, she apparently owes him this one. It just seemed like maybe they went out of their way for media, if that makes sense. So a lot of people think they faked it.
Halfway through at number 5, Tilda Swinton. For a long time, there had been rumors that Tilda Swinton had been in a polyamorous relationship with her ex-partner and father of her children, John Byrne, and her current partner, Sandra Cope. Though after years of speculation, Tilda turned down those rumors and clarified that it's more of an open relationship, saying that she has 2 men in her life. It was alleged that while Tilda and John were together at one point and very open, there's no evidence to indicate whether Sandra had ever been involved in a relationship as a polygamous couple. Though they all allegedly used to live together, John, who now lives away from Tilda, is still very much in Tilda's life, but she also lives with Sandra, whom she shares a home with. Tilda has denied any sort of coupling between the 3 of them, but remains solid on her openness with the 2 men in her life. They're all just one big happy family. Coming in at number 4, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. Brad and Angelina had a very long and public relationship, though they ended up getting divorced in 2016 in a pretty messy breakup. Though it was rumored that their relationship had lasted so long due to their open relationship. It is believed that their joint views on openness and fidelity in a relationship contributed to the survival of their relationship, and after getting married, the pressures of monogamy and fidelity are what ended up breaking them apart in the end. In an interview in 2011, Angelina told sources that she doubted that fidelity was absolutely necessary in a relationship, and mentioned that though she and Brad lived together, that didn't mean that they had to be chained together at all times. This sort of indicated that they were living an open relationship and were allowed to explore relationships with other people while they were still together. They said that they never restricted each other, and that's how they made things work. I think that the idea that the pressure they may have felt after getting married really did drive them apart, because they seemed to be so open before, so maybe they just got comfortable with that dynamic, and maybe the change in the relationship is what broke them in the end. In a 3, Ethan Hawke. Ethan Hawke has always been very vocal about his views on monogamy. When Ethan was married to now ex-wife Uma Thurman, they had reportedly had an open relationship. It was during this open relationship that he began his current relationship with wife Ryan. At the beginning of this arrangement, Ryan was a nanny to Ethan and Uma's children, and Uma was okay with Ethan seeing Ryan, but once the relationship became more secretive, that's when Uma called it quits with Ethan. She believed that since there was no honesty in the relationship anymore, she couldn't go forward with the openness and therefore got a divorce. Ethan and Ryan are now married, though Ethan still has the same views on monogamy as before, and believes that human beings were not designed to be monogamous and faithful with one partner, and people who have this view on relationships are childish. Their current relationship seems to be going well as they still maintain their openness. At At number 2, Dolly Parton and Carl Dean. Dolly and her husband Carl Dean have been married for over 50 years, but it seems that they can attribute their successful marriage to their open relationship. In an interview in 2007, Dolly spoke out about their marriage, saying that if she cheats on her husband, he doesn't need to know, and if he cheats on her, she doesn't need to know, and if someone finds out and they find that them seeing other people is what's making things work for them, then they're okay with it. They seem to have no boundaries when it comes to their marriage and extramarital affairs. It seems to be a common theme with these open relationships being that if they're okay with it, then seeing other people is fine, as long as there's communication, of course. Like Dolly said in her interview, we let each other be who we are and what we are. Finally, in at number 1, Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. Now, Will and Jada. We suspect that they have an open relationship because of Jada's entanglement with August Alsina. In the past, there have been rumors surrounding their relationship and its openness. They have always seemed to be quite progressive as a couple, so being in an open relationship doesn't really seem out of character for them. It seems to be quite foggy to determine for certain if they're open or not, just because they never confirmed it, but most speculation indicates that they are. In 2013, Jada told sources that she said Will can do whatever he wants as long as he can look at himself in the mirror and be okay with his actions. She also went on to say that she and Will both have the freedom to do whatever they want because they have enough trust in the relationship to do so. They haven't publicly searched for relationships outside of their own, but after this entanglement drama earlier this year, it may be casting a light on their relationship that maybe supports the idea that they do in fact have an open relationship.
Hello everyone, my name is Woody, and today we are going to be taking a look at the top 10 celebrities who have hooked up with Kate Moss. From musicians to princes, let's get into it. Number 10, Jack Nicholson. You likely know Jack Nicholson from movies like The Shining or One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, but did you know that it was rumored that he and Kate Moss had hooked up? Nicholson is a well-known and seasoned actor, and while he got around with roles, it seems he may have got around with women as well. In September of 2004, the rumors began that the two had been together after a photo showed the pair leaving a restaurant during the New York Fashion Week. Jack Nicholson himself even seemed to spur the rumors on when he commented saying, "There are two kinds of women, the one who want to jump into bed with me and the ones who want to slap my face when I try to sleep with them. I'm hoping Kate doesn't slap me in the face." An insider stated that Kate wanted to be with Jack because she was ready to settle down with someone rich and famous. But unfortunately for us, we'll probably never know the truth of whether or not Kate Moss slapped Jack Nicholson in the face. Number 9, Leonardo DiCaprio. It seems Kate Moss definitely had a thing for the Hollywood greats, as we introduce Leonardo DiCaprio to this list. Back in 1994, when both the stars were only 20 years old, they apparently had a fresh and young relationship. Leo fresh off the movie This Boy's Life, and Kate already well into her modeling career. However, Kate Moss wasn't the only supermodel DiCaprio dated, as he also dated model Bridget Hall when the two were teenagers. There isn't much known about Kate and Leo's apparent short-lived relationship, as the two went on to have multiple different partners and rumored relationships throughout the coming decades. All we know is that after the relationship, the two were both able to continue on in pursuing their very successful careers.
Megan Fox. These two started dating after they starred alongside each other in the Transformers franchise, so we can assume they started dating sometime in 2007, which is about when the first movie was released. Although the pair were very tight-lipped in the relationship back when it was happening, they spoke about it years later. Megan Fox officially confirmed the relationship during an appearance on Watch What Happens Live back in 2018, saying, quote, "I mean, I would confirm that it was romantic. I love him. I've never really been quiet about that. I love him." LaBeouf also commented on their fling in 2011, saying, quote, "Look, you're on the set for 6 months with someone who's rooting to be attracted to you and you're rooting to be attracted to them. I never understood the separation of work and life in that situation, but the time I spent with Megan was our own thing." We aren't sure why they broke up, but it was rumored that Shia had a fling with another one of his Transformers co-stars, so clearly the relationship he had with Megan was not serious.
Number 7, Antony Langdon. Guitarist for British rock band Space Hog, Antony Langdon got the opportunity to have a relationship with Kate Moss after being introduced to each other through their mutual friend Liv Tyler. They dated in the late 90s for a short time, seems to be a common theme for Kate, the relationship spanning from 1998 to 1999. Langdon seems to have been just as smitten as Daniel Craig was, as he apparently bought her an engagement ring after they had been together for just 3 months. Unfortunately for him, it doesn't appear that the engagement got very far. star. Antony continued on with his music for a while until the band eventually broke up completely in 2014. He also took up acting, starring in roles alongside the likes of Ewan McGregor. While a popular death hoax surrounding the musician went around Facebook in 2022, it appears as though Langdon is still alive and well. Number 6. Russell Brand. Famous British comedian Russell Brand was another celebrity to find his way in with Kate Moss through a mutual friend, in this case being Sadie Frost. All she had to say for once womanizer Russell was that Kate had liked his jokes. Off that alone, they spent the day around London before returning to their friend's house, where the two of them shared a kiss. We have the details thanks to Brand writing about the event in his second book. He goes on to describe how he had invited Moss back to his house for a hookup, describing her hair as fanning over the pillow like a peacock's tail. They shared the night together before Russell went to work on his radio show, finding that Kate had made the bed when he returned. Soon after, he discovered that the paparazzi knew all about it, and dozens of articles were written about the two of them together. Russell Brand appreciated being in the spotlight, stating that he felt he had the word approved stamped on his forehead. Reportedly though, Kate Moss didn't feel the same, her friends telling reporters that she felt Russell had just used her for money, fame, and headlines. Brand denies this, though admits he made a massive screw up in dealing with the situation.
Miley Cyrus. While I'm not sure if this one totally counts because it hasn't truly been confirmed if they moved past the friend stage, Cara and Miley were seen together multiple times out and about in public. They even posted a photo of them sharing a French kiss on social media way back in 2013, but they both insist that they're just close friends. That being said, for a good amount of time they were spotted together near constantly while holding hands and just simply being around one another. Maybe I'm just old-fashioned and that's how people show friendship these days. I mean, who knows if they've hooked up or not, I'm just a YouTube host.
Number 4. Frank Sinatra. I bet that's a name you hadn't expected to see on this list. But yes, wildly famous singer and performer Frank Sinatra shared at least a small amount of intimacy with supermodel Kate Moss. Kate Moss speaks on the experience fondly, as she had been a large fan of Sinatra and his work. They had met at his 80th birthday party in 1995, Moss having been there with her then boyfriend, Johnny Depp. She said when she saw him across the party, she had been the most starstruck she had ever been. Sinatra had apparently seen her and immediately made his way over to her, Moss stating that he sent his security over to circle the two of them, giving Depp no access to the pair. They exchanged few words before Moss described how he lunged forward, kissing her directly on the lips and giving her a taste of his cigarette. Apparently nothing more ever happened between the two beyond that, though by the way Moss describes Sinatra's fabulous performance, it may have happened in her dreams. Number 3. Emanuele Filiberto. This one comes straight from the horse's mouth. Emanuele Filiberto, prince of the now defunct Italian throne, claims that he had shared a 6-month affair with Kate Moss between 2001 and 2002, this being when she was in a relationship with baby daddy Jefferson Hack. Apparently it had been Marianne Faithfull who introduced the pair when she brought Moss to Filiberto's house on a Mediterranean island. He states that he remembers her as being a very passionate and beautiful woman. They had apparently stayed at the house for 3 weeks together, past the trip's planned length of only 3 days. He also says that he wrote a song about her with Marianne, which had been all about love and romance. Emanuele says that it had been a great secret and that he made certain they were never photographed together because of that fact. Whether or not this half-year affair was ever truly real remains uncertain, though the Prince remains confident in his explanation of events. Number 2. John F. Kennedy Jr. Son of American President John F. Kennedy and founder of George Magazine, John F. Kennedy Jr. is another name you may not have expected to see on this list. It's rumored that the pair had hooked up in 1996, when John was 35 and Kate Moss was only 21. George Magazine was John's effort to combine both politics and pop culture, and it seems he was definitely ahead of his time if you look at how the news and politics play out these days. He seemed to be big on women, often requesting famous pop stars and actors to pose provocatively for the covers of his magazine. He even asked Madonna to pose as a suggestively dressed version of his own mother, though Madonna refused. This eventually led to him having Kate Moss pose nude for one edition. Their Adam and Eve style photo shoot together is likely what resulted in the rumors that the two had hooked up. Number 1. Johnny Depp. Finally, we're rounding off this list with another John, and the one that you probably most expected to hear about, Johnny Depp. The two dated for 4 years, Kate Moss going on to say that she had cried for years after the relationship had ended. It seems she still holds no ill will towards Johnny if her confident and steadfast testimony in the Amber Heard trial is any indication. George Wayne, writer for Vanity Fair, says that he's the one responsible for having introduced the two in a restaurant in New York. They apparently seem to have shared a few heated arguments, even destroying hotel rooms in the process. They also spoke on the immense pressure that could be felt while being in a relationship as celebrities and dealing with the tabloids and false allegations. Eventually, in 1997, the relationship ended, Depp saying that he blames himself and takes responsibility for it. Moss went on to say that the time after their breakup was a nightmare, that she had lost someone she could truly trust. Through many different relationships and rumors, Kate Moss is now dating photographer Nikolai von Bismarck, and they have been together since 2015.
Jake Bugg. In the winter of 2013, Cara was linked to up-and-coming British folk singer Jake Bugg. I freaking love Jake Bugg. That one shocked me because I had absolutely zero idea. That year was also around the time that Cara started to blow up big time in the modeling and fashion circuit. Meanwhile, Jake had landed some major US festival tours, including at Coachella, so it seemed that after a few months, their scheduling conflicts became a reason for them to break it off. Leonardo DiCaprio. It's no secret that Leonardo DiCaprio has a taste for younger women. He has never dated anyone above the age of 25 despite being well into his 40s. He also has a strong preference for models, so it comes as no surprise that he and Cara may have had a little fling. In the spring of 2013, while Cara and Leo were both attending Cannes for the film festival, the two met. Although they never dated, it is rumored that Cara was sent an invitation from the actor to meet up, and reportedly he even asked her to be his girlfriend, but she declined. Although she may have dipped her toes into that pond, good for her for not jumping onto that creepy Leo bandwagon.
Number 8. Daniel Craig. Probably best known for his role as 007 James Bond, Daniel Craig is a popular English actor, taking over the role in 2006 for Casino Royale. Just like Bond, Craig was similar in always seeming to be surrounded by attractive women. Both fresh out of relationships, the two seemed to fall in love quickly. The flame burned bright but short, the relationship apparently lasting only around 4 months. However, it seemed to leave a lasting impression on Daniel Craig. In a situation years later where thousands of voicemails and messages were hacked, a voicemail left by Daniel to Moss stated, "I love you, I love you, I love you." 3 whole I love yous. Maybe he thought if he clicked his heels and said it 3 times, it would come true. Shortly after their relationship though, Craig moved on to Moss's friend Sienna Miller. This caused plenty of drama as Sienna Miller had been dating Jude Law, and many news sites reported on the apparent love triangle.
Michelle Rodriguez. The actress, known for her roles in the Fast and Furious franchise and the insanely successful television show Lost, had a confirmed relationship with Cara in February 2014. They confirmed their relationship with the quote, "It's going really well. She's so cool. When we started hanging out, I just thought she was awesome, and we have the best time together. She's hard though. You wouldn't want to mess with her in a fight." Sadly, their relationship would only last for a few months because in May of that same year, they decided to break things off. It must have been mutual though, because Rodriguez later decided to show her support towards her ex-girlfriend's new relationship that was featured in Vogue's July 2015 cover story. Jake O'Connell. If you've watched the UK Skins, you know exactly who this is. He played James Cook in the series, and he and Cara got together in late 2014 after getting close while on the set of their film Tulip Fever. This is around the time that Cara had also started to transition into acting, so we'll start to see a lot more actors now too. While they didn't officially confirm or deny the rumors of the relationship, the two definitely hooked up, because many fans took Cara's Instagram post of Jake O'Connell's possibly hickied up neck with the caption, quote, "Love bites," as more than enough confirmation of a certain kind of intimacy.
Mia Goth. Following his split with Pho, LaBeouf dated Nymphomaniac co-star Mia Goth on and off for a few years. The pair actually got married in 2016 in Vegas, but later his team confirmed that it was not a real relationship, rather a commitment ceremony. However, that was clearly not true because they filed for divorce in September of 2018. After their split, a source close to Goth revealed, quote, "It was a very crazy relationship and he is very fiery. She's told her friends that she can't take it anymore. When he was preparing for a part, Mia would keep away from him and move out because his rehearsals were so intense." But the story with these two is not over, and it was rumored that they were back together in 2020 as they were seen out together on a number of occasions. But they were off once again in 2020 when LaBeouf started dating actress Margaret Qualley. However, that relationship was short-lived, and it after another one of LaBeouf's ex-girlfriends, FK Twigs, accused him of harmful conduct. I will get into both of these ladies in a moment, but rumors are swirling that Mia Goth and Shia might now be engaged, now that Goth is expecting a child. We assume that child is Shia's, as they have been spotted out together while she's been pregnant, although neither party has confirmed if they are officially back together.
St. Vincent. This is definitely one of the more serious individuals to grace this list for Kara. Kara and St. Vincent dated for just over a year, 18 months to be exact, from 2015 to 2016. One of their first public outings together was to attend the Burberry show during London Fashion Week together, of which Kara walked in. She even gushed to Vogue magazine about how after meeting St. Vincent, the model had a newfound understanding of what love really meant to her. It was all incredibly sweet. But sadly, Kara's insane level of fame and conflicting schedules were the rumors of the reason behind their eventual breakup. And while both have moved on to others, they both seem to continue to share a deep connection with one another, with nothing but positivity between them both. After St. Vincent and the model had officially broken things off, it didn't take long for St. Vincent to be seen sporting another new beau. Only a few weeks later, while attending the Vogue Fashion Fun show, she was seen with Kristen Stewart, although I don't think that one lasted long either. Paris Jackson. Skip forward to March 2018, Paris Jackson, the daughter of the king of pop Michael Jackson, you may have heard of him, was seen getting extremely close to Kara. The close friendship rumors were officially sparked when the two were spotted kissing. They were extremely affectionate with one another, and it seemed like a relationship was practically imminent for the two. However, later that month, People magazine confirmed that the two only had a flirty relationship and weren't actually dating. That being said, in 2021, they got matching rose tattoos, so they must be really good friends now because wow. While they've never publicly dated, I wouldn't be surprised if something more serious went on behind closed doors. Ashley Benson. Cut to August 2018, Kara is spotted kissing the Pretty Little Liars star in London's Heathrow Airport after the two had met on set of Kara's movie Her Smell. In June 2019, Kara and Ashley finally confirmed their relationship in honor of their first anniversary, and Kara even briefly opened up about their private relationship in an interview with Mary Claire. Quote, "We weren't looking for it was just very authentic and natural." However, in April 2020, after 2 years of being together, People magazine confirmed that they had split and that their relationship had just run its course. They seemed to be going super steady with one another, and it came as quite a shock to fans who seemed to think that they were just gonna be it for each other. But in June 2021, Kara elaborated on the reasoning behind the end of their relationship by stating that the stress and claustrophobia of the stay-at-home order had basically forced them to be in one another's space all the time, which is ultimately what broke them up. Margaret Qualley. Margaret, the actress known for the television show Maid and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the movie, not a TV show, was enveloped with romance rumors surrounding Kara back in August 2020, which, if you're watching this timeline carefully, means that there might have been some overlap between Ashley and Margaret. Kara had posted onto Instagram a picture of Margaret with the caption, quote, "I'm not cute, you are," and she tagged the actress. Although neither have addressed rumors or confirmed that they were ever together in the first place, that is some heavy flirtation from the two of them if they're only just friends. Jaden Smith. Now, in February 2021, Kara was spotted going on an extremely romantic and adorable date with Jaden Smith, the pop star and son of Will Smith. They were photographed greeting one another, and Jaden had a giant bouquet of roses in his hands. They met with a quick kiss before heading into the restaurant in LA. This was on Valentine's Day, by the way. Did I forget to mention that? Anyways, I don't know if it made it past the date stage because it seems unclear whether the two have done anything more, and they never confirmed that they were officially even seeing one another. Sienna Miller. Now cut to much more recently, in January 2020, Kara was spotted reportedly, apparently, allegedly, making out with Sienna Miller outside the Temple Bar in New York City. Sienna and their pals took over a corner table at the cocktail lounge. An insider divulged that it looked like they, quote, were together, though the actress also made out with another guy at their table. A source stated, quote, "It was like fluid friends. Sienna made out with this tall guy and then she made out with Kara." Before they added, quote, "It was a fun night out." I mean, I'm not sure if this counts as hooking up, but it seems like Kara just wants to have fun and date around for now, and I mean, who can blame her? She's on top of the world.
First up, Rihanna. If you can believe it, Rihanna and Shia went on a date back in the early 2000s. Apparently, Rihanna was the one that contacted him and asked for the date. When Shia saw it, he said, quote, "I was filming a sword fight when I got the message. I said, can this be my life?" But their relationship did not turn into anything serious, and it fizzled out after the first date. He added, quote, "It never got beyond one date. The spark wasn't there. We weren't passionate about each other in that way, so we remain friends. Next up, Amber Tamblyn. Amber Tamblyn and Shia LaBeouf first got together back in 2005 and made their red carpet appearance at the movie premiere for Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants together. The pair never actually confirmed their relationships, but they were photographed getting cozy a number of times, so it was clear they were dating in some capacity. We're not sure when things ended, but a few months after they were spotted together, the pair were no longer seen out anymore, so it was clear the short relationship ended.
Harry Styles. 2013 was a busy year for Kara, it would seem, because during the summer and fall, the fashion rumor mill started to swirl that Kara and the One Directioner turned talented solo artist had begun seeing one another, though it seems that the two didn't get very far because they never officially dated. While the rumors were strongly circulating, Harry eagerly attended each and every one of Kara's September Fashion Week shows to support her while she strutted down the catwalk. I wonder if this rumored relationship may have caused any tensions later on down the line during Harry's another rumored relationship with Kendall Jenner, who was also Kara's best friend.
Carey Mulligan. These two presumably started dating after they acted alongside each other in the movie Wall Street, Money Never Sleeps together. The couple dated for about a year before they called it quits in 2010, and they were head over heels about each other, although they kept it on the down low in interviews with limited PDA while out together. In March of 2010, Shia gushed about his relationship with Mulligan. He said, quote, "I never had anything in my life that was off limits, but with this, just out of respect, I just don't want to mess around." Adding, quote, "Neither one of us are fame whores, it works out." The pair broke up that October and he spoke with Details magazine about the split. He said, quote, "I still love her. I think she's an awesome person and an incredible actress. We're still pals. I wouldn't take any of it back and I don't think she would either. It just ran its course." In a later interview, he revealed the issue between them two was their varying level of commitment. Mulligan wanted a marriage with kids while Shia did not. Mulligan then went on to marry Marcus Mumford from the band Mumford & Sons. Karolyn Pho. Shia started dating Los Angeles-based stylist Karolyn Pho in 2010. The couple was pretty serious, and they dated for 2 years before splitting. They broke up after LaBeouf filmed the movie Nymphomaniac with co-star Mia Goth. This could mean there was some infidelity here, as Shia and Goth got together shortly after that. Pho later revealed her tumultuous relationship with LaBeouf, adding that it got violent at some points. She told the New York Times that one time, quote, "he drunkenly pinned her to a bed and headbutted her, enough that she bled." With the recent allegations against him, it shows that clearly these actions are a pattern of behavior.
Number 5. Jefferson Hack. After the brief stint and failed engagement with Antony Langdon, Kate Moss moved on, starting a relationship with the co-founder of Dazed and Confused magazine, Jefferson Hack. Hack's mother told the press that Moss had fallen for Hack because he was straightforward, laid back, and reliable. Apparently, this was true enough to keep Moss around, as the pair dated for a total of 3 years and 9 months, spanning from 2001 until 2004. They even had a daughter together named Lila. It seems they stayed on good terms, as after her divorce from Jamie Hintz, they went on a vacation to America together, Jefferson taking Jamie's spot on the trip. Lila is now 19 years old, following the footsteps of her mother and pursuing a hopeful career in modeling. Hack seems to be doing well for himself as well following the relationship, continuing on with his successful media ventures.
Talia Barnett / FKA Twigs. Talia Barnett, whose stage name is FKA Twigs, began dating LaBeouf after his split from Goth in 2018. They met on the set of Honey Boy, but the pair did not become official until after the movie was finished. The couple was together for less than a year, and the world was shocked when Barnett filed a lawsuit against LaBeouf after their split, citing physical and emotional distress because of his actions. The suit includes many strange and disturbing claims. Barnett has accused LaBeouf of harmful sexual conduct, along with knowingly giving her an STD. Barnett said about the relationship, quote, "What I went through with Shia was the worst thing I've ever been through in my whole life. I don't think people would ever think it would happen to me, but I think that's the thing. It can happen to anybody." LaBeouf commented on the lawsuit, saying, quote, "I'm not in any position to tell anyone how my behavior made them feel. I have no excuses for my alcoholism or aggression, only rationalizations. I've been harmful to myself and everyone around me for years." Adding, quote, "I have a history of hurting the people closest to me. I'm ashamed of that history and I'm sorry to those I hurt. There's nothing else I can really say." In February of 2021, FKA Twigs told Elle that it's, quote, "a miracle that I came out alive." She then spoke of some more incidents with LaBeouf. Once the pair were driving together and he started speeding and driving erratically. At the time, Barnett was preparing for a fatal crash, but thankfully that did not happen. She said that luck was the reason she survived their relationship. As of now, the pair are trying to work out their legal matter out of court, but she's preparing to take him to court if their mediations aren't successful. Margaret Margaret Qualley. In September of 2021, Margaret Qualley and LaBeouf's brief relationship ended after the allegations from FKA Twigs came out. The pair were first linked after they filmed Love Me Like You Hate Me together in the early fall. A source said at the time, quote, "They are not dating, but have fun together. Margaret is a social butterfly and has a big group of friends. She doesn't really bring Shai around this group though. She's not interested in having a boyfriend." They were spotted out holding hands on many occasions, but the relationship quickly ended after news broke of the lawsuit. One source told People that Qualley was aware of the backlash she received for seeing LaBeouf amid the lawsuit, and she didn't want to deal with it anymore. The source added that Margaret is now focusing on her work. Sia revealed her hookup with Shia LaBeouf after FKA Twigs filed her lawsuit against him. In the midst of the drama, Sia went to share with the public her negative experiences with the actor. Sia revealed that her and LaBeouf actually dated the same time he dated FKA Twigs, and he encouraged the adultery. LaBeouf and Sia first met when he appeared in the 2015 music video for Sia's track Elastic Heart alongside dancer Maddie Ziegler. Following the lawsuit, Sia tweeted, quote, "I too have been hurt emotionally by Shia, a pathological liar, who conned me into an adulterous relationship claiming to be single. I believe he's very sick and have compassion for him and his victims. Just know if you love yourself, stay safe, stay away." In a second tweet, Sia added, quote, "Also, I love you FKA Twigs. This is very courageous and I'm very proud of you." Sia later told the Sunday Times, quote, "It turns out he was using the same lines on me and Twigsy, and eventually we found out because we ended up talking to one another. Both of us thought we were singly dating him, but that wasn't the case, and he was still married."